It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. These are the opening words of Seneca's on the shortness of life. Words that cut deep, because in them lies a truth we often refuse to see. We complain that life is too short, that time slips through our fingers like water. Days turn into weeks, weeks into years, and we're left wondering where it all went. But Seneca believed the problem is not life's brevity, it's how we spend it. In his view, life is long enough for those who know how to use it. Seneca lived nearly 2,000 years ago, yet his words feel as fresh and relevant today as they did in ancient Rome. His message is simple: most of us squander our time. We chase after wealth, status, and comfort. We fill our days with distractions and trivialities. We worry about what others think, letting social pressures dictate how we live. We become prisoners of our own desires and fears. And all the while, time passes irrevocable, indifferent. Seneca believed that time is our most precious possession. Once lost, it can never be regained. Unlike money or status, which can be earned back, time only moves in one direction. Yet paradoxically, we guard our money and our property more jealously than we guard our time. We'll fight over material possessions, but we give away hours, sometimes entire days, without a second thought. Why? Seneca thought it was because we fail to see time for what it truly is, the raw material of life itself. We think of it as something to fill or kill, not something to cherish. We forget that how we spend our time shapes who we become. If we waste it, we waste ourselves. This is where Seneca's Stoicism offers us a way forward. For the Stoics, philosophy wasn't an abstract exercise, it was a guide for living. It was a practice, a discipline. Seneca tells us that to live fully, we must learn to treat time as sacred. We must become vigilant stewards of our days. He wrote, "Life is long if you know how to use it." What does this mean? It means being mindful, being present in the here and now. It means recognizing that every moment matters. Seneca challenges us to ask, how are we spending our hours? Are we doing what truly matters to us, or are we merely drifting along, carried by the current of other people's expectations? Seneca was also keenly aware of how we let ourselves be consumed by worries about the future or regrets about the past. We become entangled in anxieties about what might happen, or we replay old mistakes like a broken record. In doing so, we miss the only time that is truly ours, the present moment. It is not that we have a short time to live, he says, but that we waste much of it. Today, Seneca's advice feels almost prophetic. We live in an age of endless distractions, notifications, social media, mindless scrolling. We're bombarded by noise, yet we rarely pause to ask, is this how I want to spend my life? Seneca's remedy was to turn inward, to practice reflection, to examine our lives and ask what really matters. For him, philosophy was the key to reclaiming time. It was a way of training the mind to focus on what is essential and let go of what is not. He didn't mean that we should renounce the world completely. Instead, he urged us to engage with life fully, but to do so intentionally. To take pleasure in simple things. To cultivate friendships. To read and reflect. To create and to grow. Above all, to recognize that every day, every hour is an opportunity to live with purpose. Seneca's vision of the good life was not about wealth or fame. It was about wisdom. It was about living in accordance with reason, with our highest nature. It was about being present, being engaged, and being alive in the truest sense. He warns us not to wait until old age to live as if we were truly alive. So often, we put off what matters, telling ourselves we'll get to it someday. But someday never comes. The future is a promise, not a guarantee. All we truly have is now. Seneca's words are a wake-up call, a reminder that life is a precious gift. It's not about the number of years we live, but about how we fill those years. We can choose to fill them with noise, with worry, with the shallow pursuits of a restless mind. Or we can choose to fill them with meaning, with purpose, and with love. Life is long if you know how to use it. In these simple words, Seneca offers us a compass. A way to navigate the confusion and busyness of the modern world. A way to turn our fleeting moments into something eternal, into a life truly lived. So today, let us ask ourselves, how am I spending my time? Am I truly living, or merely existing? In the end, Seneca teaches us that the measure of life is not in its length, but in its depth. And that depth is within our grasp, if only we have the courage to claim it.